Alright, I think we actually do have the time to cast this fully. But this is going to be the final match. And we have Snake on red side, Hans on blue side. Ooh, my volume is on my phone. Let me turn that off. Hopefully you guys didn't catch that. That would be pretty unprofessional. Characters are picked. Hans won the draft and picked Chip first. Snake responded with Bikin and Ram Lethal. Hans then decided to pick Milia and Hakumen, and Snake rounded out his team with the Happy Chaos. So I think both players are just deciding their order. And then we're off, of course. The order is predetermined before the matches start, as those of you who've seen previous tournament matches know. Looks like we're going to be off shortly. This is a best of 3 match between two very highly hyped competitors, of course. Snake, the king of Exceed. And Hans, not new so much anymore. He's been around for a year, but he has very strong, very prolific opinions. And he's definitely not willing to shy away from expressing some not so much controversial, but some, I guess they could be controversial, I don't know, but some opinions for sure. But anyway, looks like we are off. It's going to be Snake with the Ram Lethal. We actually just saw Ram Lethal yesterday. This character, we actually saw this exact matchup yesterday even. Cobalt was very close to taking this matchup off Chica, but just made a couple late game mistakes, not realizing that Chip had just really fast moves at range. Yeah, had Cobalt just baited one of those out instead of not, then I think Cobalt could have actually taken the game against Chip with the Ram Lethal. Hans, of course, believes that Chip is the best character in Season 7. I think he also believes this is one of the best legal characters out there. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. And coin flip is on the way. And Ram Lethal will be going first with Snake. So Snake's going to be on the bottom half of your screen, the red side, and Hans will be the top half of your screen, the blue side. Again, this is the final match of round 1 in Backyard Brawl, run in the Breakfast Club. This is a long-form tournament with a focus on the Guilty Gear Strive characters, of course. And for those of you that are new, maybe you've been introduced to the Exceed fighting system via Guilty Gear Strive. There's also cross-season play, so we'll actually see this later on. I believe Game 2. We will have either Game 2 or Game 3, we will have a Guilty Gear player, Guilty Gear character against a Blaze Blue character. This should be an interesting one. Anyway, Ram Lethal, turn 1, boosts the Let's Rock. That's now draw 1 hit plus 1 power, add this to your gauge. Chip does have options at range 4, right? So Chip has something like the Alpha Blade only does 1 damage, but Gamma Blade also an option, Dive also an option. Doesn't have that Speed 9 option just yet. But Chip goes ahead and boosts Sushi, now retreat 2, before if you're at the edge of the arena, advance 3. So the counter to this boost is actually to just go to range 8, weirdly enough. Or one of the counters to go to the... one of the counters against this boost is to go to range 8. Chip has only one move that hits at range 5, I believe. Right? No, Chip has 2 moves that hit at range 5. Huh. But that's the counter I see, because I feel like Chip advances quite a bit. So Gamma Blade's one of those cards that hits, right? It's 1 to 5. Another counter, of course, for Rem Lethal is just to walk in. So Rem Lethal actually spends 2 force to walk into range 4. And this is hugely breaking the speed curve, though, obviously. Chip could just set Grasp, and that would just be a dominant option. Range 4 is notable because it means that Chip's Spike does not work from this range. It's like Chip's gonna parry, and Chip parries Sweep. Sweep makes great sense here. Sweep is a card that hits the full board from this position, and there's not a whole lot that Chip can do to dodge it with the Ram Lethal UA, right? So the Ram Lethal UA adds 1 maximum range, so the Sweep would hit 1 to 4. Yesterday we saw Cobalt employ a similar tactic, right? Except he was using the Calvados, right? Which is essentially a sweep like that hits at up to range 5, to be able to catch Chip, and it was quite successful. In fact, Chica spent 2 turns in a row parrying both copies of Calvados, so that's how good that card is. Anyway, Chip boosting play the hero. It's gonna be draw 3, take another action. Has 8 cards in hand now. Strikes. Okay, so this could be fast slow mix up. Could even be an ignore guard option here, right? Snake spends 2 force for second copy of Sweep, which will catch the cross. So yeah, Chip wanting to jump in, right? Obviously, it's before advance 3, advances to range 1, jumps back to range 4, and then pops back into range 3. Yoinks the second copy of Cross as well. Does Rem Lethal off a Sweep, which is 1 to 4, so obviously this is the option that Hans tried to parry, but Snake had the second copy, so first combat on the board there. Chip takes 7 damage because of the Let's Rock, and Rem Lethal takes 3. Chip now range 3, however. I think Rem Lethal needs a lot of cards in this matchup. Because you really want to be able to contest the speed with the +2, with the plus max range in this matchup quite a bit. So I would like to see Snake just like prep or maybe take that kind of action unless he's got like a guaranteed strike coming up. Or maybe a boost that's like really, really strong. And yeah, this is a boost that actually just draws you a bunch of cards, right? So, I mean, even better than prepping is the efficient +4 guard. Spends a gauge and a force from hand to draw 4 cards and 1 friend of turn. Now he's got a full hand, and you need a full hand here in this matchup. Chip goes ahead and boosts Beta Blade. That's +1 speed. Hit the opponent discards a card. Not at random, but Chip has a ton of speed boosts in his kit, right? Has +1 speed here, has +1 speed here, has +1 speed here, and has +2 speed here, alongside the has an advanced 3 boost here, and just a crazy amount of access to speed. And Rem Lethal can, in theory, match that somewhat, right, with this UA. But it is expensive. It's more expensive for Rem Lethal than it is for Chip. Okay, it's going to be Snake boosting the Brigadier Sword, +0 to 1 range, hit add this to gauge. So again, breaking the speed curve here, right? So this is equivalent to +1 speed in a lot of ways. Rem Lethal actually does have a speed 6 range 3 option in the Dauro. But now something like Cross is above curve as well. Just something to look out for. Han shuffles his hands. He's got a big click. Oh, wow, just going for it. This is pretty spicy. So this is going to be +3 speed on the side of Hans. Rem Lethal can, in theory, play a Grasp at speed 7. So this is a big mix-up, right? So the opponent's attack has +3 power, right? If this is Assault, Assault beats Grasp, right? Assault is speed 8 from Chip. Could also be speed 9 with like something like an Alpha Blade. But this could be Spike, so this is mix-up city. It's a block, and wow, Chip plays a very brave Spike there. That Spike is only speed 6 and would lose to Rem Lethal's Grasp. Of course, one copy of Grasp was spent for Rem Lethal, but yeah, that's a speed 6 Spike, and that's what Chip does, right? That's what Chip does, just +3 speed Spike out of nowhere. Of course, the Shogun was boosted as well, so Rem Lethal discards Slash at the end of the combat. Anyway, Snake boosts the second copy of Grasp as Let's Rock, notably. That's pretty notable. Chip, Rem Lethal actually had the Grasp there. Chip just preps. Back to Snake here. I mean, has a quote-unquote free strike here if he wants it, with +1 power. Can attack on range as well. Already can go above curve with the Dauro. Snake with the prep discard at 6 cards. Not something you see a whole lot. Of course, they removed change card 0 from the game for some reason. So this is what it's got to be. Snake prep discards. Chip boosts the Sukiyaki. Attacks at range 1 do not hit you. So this makes all your fast options mid speedy, right? Because they just dodge everything, right? So for example, Alpha Blade at speed 6 would advance 3. Would hit for 4, and then would just dodge any potential counterattack. So you need a slow guarded move that deals with this. But anyway, that deals with Sukiyaki in a way. But we're gonna see Snake boosts the Impose. That's gonna be close 1, draw 2. Obviously, we'll cancel because it has a full hand for it, and we'll probably strike. Choose to strike with the EX. So EX Assault is down. Could be maybe EX Error Lumo. Could be EX Cross, I guess. Although EX Cross seems like a little bit of a waste of resources. Could be the Dauro, but again, a little bit of waste of resources. Could even be something spicy like a Spike or something along those lines. This is a mix-up. This is not 100% guaranteed on what this could be. Could be the fast, could be the slow. Could even be dust, honestly. Could be the dust, although I don't expect it to be. Nobody Chip does have a DP shape, so this is probably speed 7, yeah. It's the X Cross. I forgot to. Chip does have a. I called it out at the very end, but Chip does have a DB shape. 1 or 2, 1, 7. Han just blocks it. This is going to be what, a 5 power EX Cross. Rem Lethal back to range 5, but notably also texts the Sukiyaki as well. Han spells a dive from hand and takes 1 damage. Wonder if Hans is the type of Chip to exceed. Has 3 gauge. Chip Succeed only costs 2. Chip Succeed on backside when he cancels gets to draw a card. So it depends on how cancel heavy this chip is, and I expect Hans to be very cancel heavy. But no, Hans just preps first at range 5. Remedy Full boosting the Lucifero, returning special from discard to hand, and returns the Bayonetto. And cancels and strikes. With +1 range. So this could just be Bayonetto at speed 5, or it could be bait. Right, so notably Chip has a move at speed 6 that hits, right? The Alpha Blade does 1 damage. And we saw Chica do something like this yesterday. And of course the Jans6ever is speed 9 Ultra that hits as well, although one copy of that is down. So this is fast slow mix up technically, right? Could even be Calvados. Calvados is a card that makes a lot of sense here. It's just kind of a catch-all option. Notably, an Ultra was spent as well, although that doesn't matter. Calvados adds any, so Calvados can add that Ultra back to Gauge basically. So there's another reason why this could be Calvados. Ooh, but it's not. Snake just goes for the slow option here, the quote-unquote slow option. In the Bayonetto at speed 5. Chip does not contest it, instead place the the Gamma Blade. And the Gamma Blade does not. So the Gamma Blade is the option that beats something like a sweep, right? All the sweeps are down. Beats something like Focus, right? Because you don't have to advance 3. But no. Snake plays the Bayonetto side of the mix-up. Deals 5 and takes advantage. Sits at range 4 now as well. Is unafraid of the range 5 Gamma Blade or the range 5 Ultra. And gains advantage. So it is Snake's turn once more. Snake does have enough to exceed now. But Snake's boosting flawless defense and just striking again. No force expenditure this time. Could be the Bayonetto. Could be Calvados. Could be Focus. Could be like bait, right, with the Focus. Chip nobly down Gamma Blades, so he's down that side of the mix-up. It's the Aggressor Dono. Sweep-like, I guess. So we'll go first. We'll hit for 2 after armor. Build some gauge as well. Focus will miss. We'll after draw 1, and Chip moves into range 4. So Chip does have a turn where Snake doesn't have a lot of cards, but uses that turn to just boost Let's Rock, and Snake certainly exceeds here. Rem Lethal draws 3 off exceeding. Taking a look at deck sizes, Rem Lethal has 2 in hand, 7 in deck. Chip has 6 in hand, 10 in deck. So a little bit of a disparity there. Oh, it's going to be a scramble cancel. So return a special from your discard pile to your hand and strike. And it's going to be the Bayonetto. Will Chip Wild Swing the correct answer? He doesn't. He Wild Swings dive. That's going to be 5 more damage on the board for Snake. Wow. The scramble cancel there. Of course, Rem Lethal closest 2. And now we'll probably exceed. Yep, there it is. On exceed side, Rem Lethal draws 3, so Chip comes to Rem Lethal goes to a healthy hand size of 4, and a huge life lead here, 22-10. And this is the second Chip in a row that has been having a difficult early to mid game against Rem Lethal. Second time in a row, right? We saw Chica struggle a little bit into Cobalt, and now this game is not looking so hot either. Okay, it's going to be Chip boosting the Harakiri, +1 speed, now advance 2, draw 1. Chip moves into range 1, though. The landward speed doesn't necessarily matter so much. I think Snake probably has to reshuffle. 4 in hand, 3 in deck. Unless there's some key options in there, I think Rem Lethal probably has to reshuffle at this juncture. One key mistake we did see from someone yesterday, I can't remember who, was they didn't, probably maybe Cobalt, I don't remember, was they didn't reshuffle quickly enough, get those options back into the deck, and they just lost. They lost off it. And yeah, Snake is no no amateur. He knows exactly when to reshuffle, and this is it for him. Okay. Hans just notably takes note of the normals that are left. Assault Dive and Focus. I don't... okay. Takes note of all the cards. Notably, both copies of Calvados were in that deck still. Calvados, we saw Calvados used to pretty good effect by Cobalt yesterday. So interesting to see Snake not necessarily utilize that card, but still have a similar early game result. Anyway, it's back to Chip here. Chip has +1 speed at range 1. Now boost the Sukiyaki. Attacks at range 1 do not hit you. Snake had a tech left in his deck. Does he have it in his hand? If he does, teching this boost is definitely not a bad option. This boost is insane, man. This boost is so good. Can't let this boost sit. Okay, it's actually gonna be Rem Lethal boosting the delayed explosion instead, just to get a more healthy hand size. It's gonna be now draw 2. This hit effect is probably not gonna go off because I feel like things are gonna miss. It's really interesting to see Chip boost scramble on this. It's really interesting to see Chip boost scramble on this. I feel like Chip was winning the strike anyway, unless Chip's playing a risky option. Chip plays sweep. Rem Lethal Wild Swings block. Discards to Calvados. I guess Chip went for the higher payout move, right? Went for the slower, higher payout move, but spends a scramble to make sure that hits. I feel like there are a lot of ways. Does Rem Lethal have a lot of ways that doesn't hit? Not really. I don't know, like, it's just assault or die. I guess it's like dive or cross that quote-unquote loose, that quote-unquote dodge the sweep, right? Oh, wow. It's gonna be Daijobu boosted. 2 copies of Daijobu boosted. That's gonna be +2/+2 on the board for Chip. And he sets a strike. Wow. So Rem Lethal has +6 power right now, folks. Wow. That is pretty spicy. Not too many options that this could be either. 2 in hand, 6 in deck, and 1 on the board for Chip. So Snake's gonna have to take a big look at what's left in that discard. Chip, notably like low-ish damage character, right? On the specials. But the opponent has +6 power right now. So this is mix-up city, right? For Snake. Does the range 1 dodge? Okay. Thank you, Attention Twinge. Apparently this adds on after. That makes more sense. I thought it adds on cleanup, but it adds on after. Good call there. So first of all, welcome again. But yeah, as they point out in chat, this is an after add this to your gauge, not on cleanup. I thought it was like way more busted than it actually was. I mean, it's still a really good boost, but it's not stupid busted, that boost. And yeah, I guess that makes sense because Chip played a sweep instead of focus in that combat. Okay. Oh no, it's wow. Chip just played a 176. Unfortunately for Ram Lethal played sweep. But if that was a focus, that would be so bad. That would actually just lose the game. If that was focus, I would have lost the game. But anyway, it's a Bankai Mesai with +2/+2 on it, so it was a 176 before close 3. Hit push 2, draw 2. Will stun the defensive sweep from Snake there, and Ram Lethal takes 7. Hans is really throwing down mix-ups here. Draws 2 off that as well. Has 4 in hand, 4 in deck. Snake boosts second copy of Delayed Explosion. Chip responds with the Let's Rock. I feel like Chip has EX Alpha Blade still. That's an option to... That is... Oh no. Alpha Blade is where the Daijipu is. Okay, never mind. Does not have any copies of that card up. Wow, if Snake had played focus, this game was over. Was a very spicy strike there. Just a 176. I mean, I love throwing 176. I particularly like it on a character like Nalase, but wow. It's going to be the area shift, pushing Chip 2, canceling it. It's going to be the necessary discrepancy. As well. Returning that card from Gage, returning cards from Gage to hand, and I just want to use this. There we go. So Hans is searching discard pile, and Snake made like a new discard pile on top of it, and that has caused issues with tournaments in the past, but not here. I fixed that, and Snake sets an EX. At range 5, spends 2 force. So it's the Calvados. EX Bayonetto is just hitting for what, 6 and gaining advantage. Chip is out of blocks. Chip is out of Bankai Mesai as well, or Jans6ever. Wait, is Chip out of Jans6ever? This blows up the setup. Huh. Oh, Chip doesn't have the gauge for it. He only has 2 gauge. Jans6ever does not work. Ooh. Yeah, this is EX Bayonetto is 7 total power as well, off the with the Rem Lethal UA as well. Wow. Oh wait, it's 9. Wait, it's 9 power. The delayed explosion is actually going to hit as well. Does that actually do anything? Oh, yeah, it does. It does. Cute. Cute. So the Beta Blade advances Chip 2. Right, because this says after close 1, and then Chip has after remove 1. So the Bayonetta push will come in, but that won't give him +2 power. We'll get +2 power after delayed explosion though. So Chip down to 3 HP. It's going to be a badass cancel. Don't think EX Assault's gonna do it. And yeah, that's gonna be Snake winning game 1 with the Ram Lethal over the chip, 15 HP as well. The second time, 2 days in a row, we've seen Ram Lethal build an like a good, healthy early lead off a strong chip player, right? Like Hans is no slouch, Chico was no slouch yesterday, but 2 days in a row, Ram Lethal builds an early lead off chip, and this time Snake is able to convert it into a win. So pretty good stuff here from Snake, but that's just game 1. We got 2 more games left to go potentially. And Hans is bringing out his Hakumen. If you guys didn't want to see interactivity, now's the time. Although Snake bringing out the Baiken, will Baiken be able to hit those breakpoints to crush Hakumen defenses? And Baiken also has a UA that kind of forces interaction as well. Hakumen, a very anti-interactive character, but Baiken with the pull 2 UA might be able to force interaction. I don't know how this match will go. Hans, of course, follows the uninteractive school of gameplay when it comes to Hakumen in most cases, I feel like. So this should be an interesting one. Again, for those of you that are new to perhaps Exceed, or maybe you've come around thanks to the release or the announcement of the release of Guilty Gear Strive, the board game. These Guilty Gear characters can be played and are balanced against other previous seasons of Exceed. Right, so they're balanced against the Undernight characters, they're balanced against the BlazBlue characters, and even earlier seasons than that. Like there's the Shovel Knight season, there's the Street Fighter season, and so on and so forth. Wow, Snake actually reads the rule doc. I did not know it was flip every match. So anyway, Snake is up 1-0 currently. Snake gets the coin toss as well. Goes first. Hakumen goes second. Take a look at Baiken's kits, because I think this is the first time we're casting a Baiken. So Baiken has a reverse dive here. Pulls the opponent's range 1. Can be boosted up to 5 power as well. Baiken has Axe Kick from Season 3, makes a return. An on-curve range to ignore armor option. We have a spicy mid-speed here, courtesy of Big Red Number. Can go up to can be 174. We have Tatami Geishi, which is just a solid move that just always hits. And we have Hiragi, which is a 3-speed big boy counterattack. Reminds me of like Blood to Blood, maybe? Reminds me of, I don't know what it reminds me of. Ultras, we have a 2-5 speed 6 move. Little baby damage, but gains advantage. And then we have a 1-5, potentially 8. Gives Matsushori a run for its money. Hakumen we've seen before. So we're not going to take too deep of a dive into his kit just because the game's already started. Hakumen builds Gauge at the end of a turn that he does not strike. So Hakumen boosts Fierce, gets teched by Baiken, back to Hakumen. Or actually, sorry, Baiken preps turn 1. Hakumen boosts Fierce. Of course, we are in Season 5 territory, so the normal boosts are different. Baiken techs it, and then Hakumen boosts Run to move to range 2. Puts that Enma into Gauge. It's Gauge number 2. Hakumen needs 8 Gauge to exceed. When Hakumen exceeds, of course, all his Gauge costs are reduced to 0. Normally Hakumen at range 2. This is like where kind of the different normal boosts interact with each other. This move to range 2 actually gets countered by Area Shift. But actually Baiken boosting the Let's Rock and then now has to discard 1 for end of turn. Hakumen immediately boosts Defend before Baiken can even choose a card to discard. Baiken drops the Katakawari, that's the 174. And then boost Badass. This defend is not looking so hot anymore. Baiken has a good amount of power on the board, +2 power. Ooh. Hawkman says, I'm not afraid. We'll boost +2 power of his own. Baiken notably can go above speed curve here though. This to me screams Yanagi as a counterattack. Yanagi, we'll take a look at Yanagi here. I don't know why it screams Yanagi to me. It just feels like it does. Although Yanagi does lose a spike. Baiken sets a strike. This is me, loses to Dust. Oh, it's EX Gurren at speed 6. Just a focus from Baiken. So the EX Gurren will go first. That's what, 6 total power? Baiken has 3 armor. Hawkman must spend a gauge, of course. And that EX Focus will hit back for what, 5 after armor? 4 after armor, because there's a defend in play. Baiken builds 2 gauge off that, of course, with the Let's Rock. Gurren gets advantage, so Hawkman will use it to prep. Builds gauge number 5. Back to Baiken here. Baiken, notably on front side, cannot pull the opponent past her. On backside, she can. Maybe that would be a reason to exceed, although the exceed doesn't do... The exceed has +1 power. It's one of those ones without a kicker, but Baiken's a good enough character that she doesn't really need it. Parry from Baiken. Parry is the Shippu. That is the... one of the ultras for Hawkman. Not the one that keeps him alive, but the one that does big damage at range 1 and 2. Hawkman preps once more. That's gauge number 6 now for Hawkman. What's up, Feathers? How did the... so Feathers has claimed that Hans and him had played 3 games of this exact matchup a couple hours earlier. How did they go, Feathers? I'm assuming you were playing Baiken, because Hans was playing Hawkman. We see Baiken boost Mirror of the World. Stun immunity before for each point of damage taking the strike +1 power. That is a pretty scary boost. Hawkman says, I don't care, I'm going to boost Massive. Some of these boosts that seasons 1 through 5 have, they're just so, you were the filthy Hawkman player? Wow. They hit the board, and in a lot of cases, it's just like, Season 7 doesn't, outside of tech, doesn't really know how to deal with a big boy boost. Luckily, Snake has the tech and the cancel. And the strike. 1 card. Its focus is the Katakawari. That's Katakawari will go first. We'll hit for 5. Focus will go first, hit for 4 back. Actually, Katakawari only has 5 power here. My bad. I feel like this card only has 7 power, but here it only has 5 power. So we'll hit for 3. And then Hawkman will hit back for 4, draw a card, and Hawkman builds gauge number 8 from that. You think Hawkman's a good pick for this format? I think Hawkman's a good pick in any format. Feathers, so there you go. Hawkman sets a strike from hand. I mean, don't think it's a Renka. Could be Yanagi, could be a Zantetsu. 7 powered Zantetsu. EX Hiragi will go first. EX Hiragi's not one that makes a lot of sense to me. I guess it has armor, But then, like, also, like, it has the counter synergy of being faster. In this case, it doesn't really matter because it was just a sweep from Hakumen. So it has 2 power. And like it does give armor though, is the thing. So at 3 total of armor, so Snake takes 3 off that combat, and Hakumen takes 2. Snake then boosts Hidden Weapon, +1 power. If you have 3 or fewer cards in hand, draw 1, take another action. Just uses it to as a mini reload to prepare as well. So back up to 4 cards, with a little bit extra juice on the next strike. Hakumen with 9 gauge has a bunch of cards left in deck though, so it doesn't have to exceed just yet. 6 in hand, 7 in deck for Hakumen, 4 in hand, 13 in deck for Baiken. Obviously, Hakumen's going to be going through that deck way faster than any other character. Wonder if Hans thinks this is a good time to exceed. I think he has 2 Ultras left in his deck somewhere. And yeah, it looks like he is exceeding. What's the one card he's going to leave in Gauge? Probably Enma, I guess. Yep, leaves the Enma in Gauge. Exceeds with everything else. So, of course, when Hakumen exceeds, discard pile gets shuffled into the deck, and then Gauge costs are reduced to 0 for the next 4 turns. There it is. Hakumen draws up to 7, and it is now Baiken's turn. And now it's time for Hakumen to attempt to interact. Baiken boosts Badass, second copy. Next attack is EX, and Hakumen must do his thing now. So on Overdrive, Hakumen discards a card from Overdrive and returns a second card from Overdrive to hand. So this Overdrive it's not deceptively long. It's not 8 turns long. It's only 4 turns long. But gets to recur 4 cards from here. Looks like Han's just doing some card tracking before he performs the Overdrive action. And I wonder what the holdup is here. Snake's checking his own discard pile. I have no idea what Hans is doing. Is Hans AFK? What's going on here? Oh, okay. Checking the discard pile once more. Okay. Dot 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 dot. Okay, we're now here. Drops the Gurren. Picks up Yanagi. Yanagi counterattack that hits the whole full board. And it's going to be Hakumen boosting Zanshin. At the cost of 1 force, you get stun immunity. And if Hakumen were to go second, gets +3 power and add this to Gauge. Notably, Baiken has +1 speed on the board. So Hakumen is pretty likely to go second in a lot of cases. Baiken boosts Momentary Life, +2 armor. And adds Spike from hand to Gauge. +2 armor to withstand the counter assault, possibly. Cancels it. And strikes. Wow. EX on Tetsu on the board, and it's the Yusansen. Well, Yusansen will go first, ignores armor, will hit for what? I don't know, like 7? Zantetsu will hit back for... EX Zantetsu hits back for 11. EX Zantetsu hits back for 11. I don't know why he EX'd it. I really don't know why he EX'd it. I mean, it's whatever. Yeah. That is probably one of the biggest life swings you'll see in a while. The Zansen hit for what? Like 7, 8? 7, I think. That's speed 6, and then the EX Zantetsu hit back for 11. That's 17 damage on the board for between both sides. Anyway, that's going to be block discarded, sweep, return to hand for Hawkman. Now Hawkman sets an EX attack. Is this EX sweep? Could be EX Nagi as well. Could be a whole bunch of things, really. Although it feels like EX slow, which is why EX fast would be really good here for Hawkman, I feel like. Because this feels like EX slow. But Bikeman's down both dies. Bikeman doesn't really have a whole lot of ways to deal with EX slow. By EX slow, I mean something like EX Yanagi or EX sweep itself. It is EX sweep. So, yeah. Once again, Yuzansen will go first, hit for 5. And the EX sweep will hit back for 7. Biking down to just 2 HP. No cards in hand. Bunch of gauge, but no cards in hand. And Hawkman's one combat away from sealing this. From sealing this with victory. Unfortunately, Snake's been doing a little too much interacting with Hawkman on backside here. Although maybe he felt like he didn't have a choice. Like definitely striking into this was spooky, but he's down both techs. What else are you gonna do? Okay, change cards 2, drawing 3. Notably, this means that this Ultra still has 8 speed. I think that's the only card that's affected here. Yeah, the other cards are down. So Hawkman, Biken maintains that 3 gauge Ultra threat up. This is game 2, yes. Snake won game 1 with the Rem Lethal over Chip. 15-0. Pretty dominant victory. So this is game 2, and game 3 is going to be Happy Chaos versus Milio. Okay, Snake, Hans drops the Rinka, brings back focus, and just preps, holding that reading threat over the head of Hawkman now. Yeah, Feathers, if you want to check out yesterday's video, Chica did win with Chip over Rem Lethal, but Rem Lethal had another very good start. Anyway, it's going to be hidden weapon boosted. Gives Snake another action. It's going to be +2 armor boosted. Give Snake another action. With the cancel, of course. And then we'll just prepare. Okay, Hawkman drops the dive, picks up... I honestly miss what card Hawkman picked up. Flips back to normal form. Took back Assault, okay. And boosts Massive. Again, just like biking down both techs, these boosts are pretty difficult to deal with. Drops the Yanagi. 4 range sweeps the Bane of Chip. Yeah, agree. And Ram Lethal even has the Calvados, right? Like, Snake did not use a single Calvados. But that's another card that performs quite well into Chip as well. Apologies, I'm tabbed out, but I think a reshuffle's happening. Yep, reshuffle. Snake had a bunch of normals in there. Gets those options back up. Has +1 power, +2 armor on the board. Whereas Hawkman has plus range, plus armor, plus guard. Of course, off the massive. Hawkman strikes with an EX. I have no idea what EX this is. It's just EX Assault, okay. 5 total power. Snake blocks it. Has 2 armor, or has 4 armor already innately. Will he choose to spend the gauge to maintain his 2 health hit points? Yep, maintains. Hawkman sets another EX. This one should be more telegraphed. Is EX Grass, maybe? EX Grass, EX Cross. Fast EX. There's a good chance that... Well, we could Wild Swing Hiragi. No, Hiragi does not have enough armor. It only has 2 armor. There's a good chance this is just GG unless Viking Wild Swings the second block. I am assuming this is EX Grass for EX Cross. Wait, does the Ultra work? Hopefully it's not EX Cross. Oh no! Oh no, how did he forget that? The 158 beats EX Cross at range 1. Snake stays alive? Yeah, Snake says the EX Cross was alive, so... But, I mean... Snake makes a bet that Hans plays EX Cross there. Hans does play EX Cross, which is the 158. Hans takes 4 damage, down to just 5 HP. Wow. Wow. Can Snake finish this game off and take the set off that? How does Snake finish? Can Snake finish this game off? How does Hans finish this game off? Surely someone finishes the game off in the near future, but... Does Snake go for, like, a massive change cards? Does Snake... Snake might just want to prep, so that way... He can potentially play an ignore armor option at speed 6 instead of speed 4. Although Hans does have both grasps up, so I don't know if that's the play. This is a pretty tricky situation for Snake to attempt to maximize his win chances here, I think. He can change cards 2, draw 3. Snake says tough. I agree. Tough situation. Oh yeah, also, Hawkman has this up, by the way. Your life cannot be reduced to 1 below 1 during the strike. Yukikaze. I think 1 copy is up at this juncture for Hawkman. So that's just something to be slightly concerned about. I mean, 3 in hand, 9 in deck for Hawkman. There's a chance that's just in the hand. Okay, Snake looks like he's going to be taking the CC option. CC is at least 2, 3, 4. Draws 5. Okay. So it's not going to keep these options live. The if you have 3 or fewer cards in hand options live. But yeah, wants to maximize the number of cards he draws to maybe find the card that it needs. Probably needs a block and something else. Okay, it's a parry. Parries use Jansen. Is successful. Builds gauge number 7 for Hakumen. Hidden weapon boosted for Biken. Is there ever a world where Hakumen reshuffles, gets the Akumetsu with 8 gauge up? I don't think there is, but huh? Maybe? I doubt it. Maybe. Anyway, Snake's second action is boosting Badass. Akumetsu gets hard countered by, like, area shift, though. Right? Season 7 characters have, like, an innate way to just push or pull. Okay, Han says, I did not have anything in my hand. Change cards 5, drawing 6. Now, hand is known. We see a hand of EX Focus, Spike, Dive, Grasp, Gurren, and of course the Yukikaze. One Yukikaze live. Second one was boosted as massive earlier. Of course, this is the big one we're looking at here. Yeah, I usually don't promote for tournament matches. If both players agree to a promotion, then I guess it's fine, but usually I don't promote for tournament matches. Of course, I mean, that's what, 7 gauge for Hakumen already. Will Hakumen, of course, Biken can strike and attempt to whiff, right? Can attempt to just whiff her strike with something like a Kabari or a Spike. So there, it is still a mix, right? Yukikaze, at the end of the day, forces a mix-up where you're like hitting or not hitting. Very emergent gameplay, but change cards 3 drops a Spike, Dive, and Dust, or Spike. Sweep, Dust, and Dive to move to CC 3, drawing 4. Hakumen here will build gauge number 8. Is there reading coming? Does Hawkman really read? Read grass play focus? Don't think so, but Snake is really aggressively changing cards here. That would be, in theory, the punish would be a reading. You read grass play focus and you live on 1 HP, right? Because EX grasp is 5 total power. You live on 2 HP even. Although, I mean, that has its own inherent risk, so I don't think that is happening. And wow, it's actually just going to be the reshuffle. Akumetsu now live. Of course, again, like, surely Snake has area shift in hand for this exact moment. Snake could, in theory, also force his own strike by boosting Raw Scramble. It just says, hey, Hawkman, you have to strike into me this turn. Not in this juncture, but... Can even air it. Although, no, Hawkman would just tech that, interestingly enough. Okay, it's actually going to be the Glare boosted for Baiken. There's no Zantetsu in here, right? Yeah, okay, good. Surely Snake would not make that mistake, but Hawkman has, if you're at range 3, close to and strike on the Zantetsu. And that would be, that'd be a big problem. That would be a big problem. But not here. Snake playing dangerously close to just getting red here. Hawkman sends 2 force in the form of Dive and Gurren to move to range 1. Makes complete sense to me. Threaten that Akumetsu. The way you beat Akumetsu is if you have before push or pull, and I don't think this kit has before push or pull. Only has push or pull on hits. Yeah. Oh, but the parry. Astral successfully defused for now. Back to Hakumen here. This is very ginger gameplay. Is Han just gonna go for it? Han just gonna go for the reading here? He took his cards back. He has what? EX Focus, has Grasp, and has Yukikaze in hand. I feel like both of Biken's Grasps are up. No, actually, Hakumen just gonna exceed. So once again, now all ultras are free. That Akumetsu is a ticking time bomb in this deck somewhere. Biken maybe spending force to get out of the corner here. Although Biken has an advanced boost, I feel like. Doesn't she? Oh, it's a close boost, never mind. Biken maybe considering spending normals to get out of the corner here. Just don't get red. Spends Dive, Grasp, and 1 special. Did not catch what that special was to get out of the corner. Did not catch what that special was. Watsui and Akumetsu in foreseeable future. Hopefully not, but maybe. It's in there. It's a ticking time bomb that's in there. 16 cards left in that deck. Anyway, Hakumen Overdrive will go off. This is really giving Hakumen a ton of time to draw that second copy of Yukikaze. Drops his Atetsu, picks up Sweep. And we're swinging with a reading now? And it hits? Alright, that's game number 2. And Hans reveals he top decked the second Yukikaze. Wow, so that's why he went for it. Yukikaze, what a fun interactive card. What a fun card there. Anyway, that's going to be game 2 going to Hans. This set is now 1-1. Both players will be bringing their Season 7 characters for game number 3. It's going to be Happy Chaos. Sorry, Hakumen's on the mind here. It's going to be Happy Chaos for Snake. It's going to be Milia for Hans in a winner-takes-all set. A 10-minute break. 10 minutes is a long time, man. Can't believe Hans top decked the second copy of the Yukikaze there. Absolutely crazy. It makes sense that Snake was keeping Cross as an area shift. So I think that reading made a lot of sense. Are they really going to take a 10-minute break? That's a long time. How about, like, a 2-minute break? It's a tournament, man. I don't know. I feel like one of the skills you should have in a tournament is endurance, right? Like you're gonna hit stressful moments in tournament. Like you can't just get up and take a 10-minute break. I think a 2-minute break is acceptable. 5 is okay. Sounds all right. Come on, man. You can't be taking 10-minute breaks in the middle of sets. Like, endurance and mental fortitude are important parts of tournament play, and you gotta power through, man. It's my opinion, but looks like the players are gonna be taking a 5-minute break. So I guess I will just mute and I don't know, go do something for a couple minutes, and hopefully by the time I come back, the players will be ready to start game number 3. Again, it's 1-1. Rem Lethal from Snake beats Hans's Chip, and then, as you just saw, the Hakumen from Hans was able to beat... I can't remember who it was. Biken. Quick gaming Yomi during the break. If only. I wish. If that queue was up, we'd be playing Yomi, but... Unfortunately, the real downside is I cannot open 2 Steam applications at once. Otherwise, I would totally play Yomi. But we're just gonna take a break. By the way, for those of you who are Yomi fans, Lum came out a couple weeks ago. I was supposed to record Lum content when it came out, and then I just never did. I also have that. I also have myself playing season 7. I have a Gold Lewis set against Rose. I have a set against Migo where he plays Eno, but I change characters throughout. And I should have commentated over those, and I said I was going to weeks ago, and I just never got around to it. And I know you guys are this Guilty Gear Strive content has actually been very popular, so it's something I do want to do in the near future. It's just my weekends have been pretty packed, and most weekdays I'm just only available at night, and I'm casting more Exceed matches anyways, so those will just be on the back burner for a bit. Unfortunately, I do apologize, but hopefully we'll get some of that content out to you soon. I know the world has been wanting to watch me play Exceed and fail. Especially after how judgmental I can be when I cast. But rest assured, that content is recorded and it's coming. It's coming. I think I played a set of Gold Lewis. And then against Migo, I played a game of Nago. I played a game of... Who else did I play? This character, maybe? I can't remember. I played a game of Nago. I played a game of... Biken. I played a game of Biken. And I played a game of Happy Chaos against Migo's Eno. Through a little 3-game set there. And then I also played a one-off game against Rose where I play Angie and she plays Potemkin. So that's 7 games of Exceed that I've recorded. Just have not gotten around to post-comming it. And I feel like I do have to post-com it because it was supposed to be like an introduction to Season 7, and then I realized my mouse movements weren't really conducive to properly introducing players to the cards, because just like, like I don't need to mouse over slash to see what slash does, right? Like I know innately that slash is, closes to and gets advantage. Which is good for veteran players, but I kind of did want it to be an introductory set for newer players who maybe not be as familiar with the kits or with Exceed in general. So that's something that might take additional editing. I don't know. Although, knowing me, I'm probably just not going to edit it. Anyway, Hans is back. Snake will be back shortly, hopefully. It's been 4 minutes. Okay, Hans is now gone. But, yeah. Hopefully we'll release that by the end of the year or something. I also have a couple more tournament sets that I've been sitting on. There was one... Can't even remember what tournament. I think it's like a Man for All Seasons, I think, set that I have. And then I have one of the custom tournament sets as well. I have an Edge Infinity set between Vijima and Rose that I have to finish commentating, and then I have... And that tournament's done, right? That tournament, I casted the finals a week ago or something. And then I have a Man for All Seasons Round 1, Shabaka versus Moriarty. I don't even know why I have this downloaded, but I do, so clearly I didn't start commentating or never finished it, so... Yeah, and then on top of that, I do want to do, at some point, I want to get the card tracker working and functional again. Just to make things easier for the spectators, so that way I'm not... that way the spectator can take a look and be like, okay, like what options are up, etc., etc. I think it was pretty useful. I think it was pretty successful. So maybe that's something that I would like to bring back in the future as well. But anyway, it looks like both players are here. Ready to go for Game 3. Scores tied 1-1 between Snake on red side. That's going to be the bottom half of your screen. Hans on blue side. It's going to be the top half of your screen. Snake playing the Happy Chaos. Hit, you may steal an Ultra from your hand. If you do, +1 power gain advantage. Has a weird shape kit, right? So it has 3 copies of fire, has 3 copies of each of these Ultras. And has 2 copies of At the Ready. Milia, we saw earlier. So Milia, I feel like we've seen so much Milia, so we're not going to go through that kit too much in detail. But Happy Chaos, definitely a very definitely unique. That's not the word I'm looking for. Definitely definitely a character that quite difficult to deal with at times with the advantage chains. Right. And of course, those Ultras can come back when Happy Chaos succeeds. He plays a Galdred-esque attack. So he has an attack printed on the backside of this card. A very, very good attack. Like a super reliable attack. Like a 1-5, 4-4-5 that just doesn't... I feel like it doesn't lose anything. It doesn't really beat things too hard. But it doesn't lose anything. The card printed on Happy Chaos's backside. And then he flips back. Gets those sealed Ultras back into the deck as well. Does Happy Chaos. But anyway, the kit itself, Fire is a card that allows you to recycle force, can be pumped up to 6 power with the UA. Cheap Shots can be pumped up to 1 damage, of course, with the UA. But Speed 6 option at above curve, pretty good. We have an Ignore Guard option that's on curve at range 3 for one gauge as well. And then Steady Aim, which is if you ever find yourself at long range against Happy Chaos, don't be there. Because this is a 6 power Ignore Armor move. Anyway, Happy Chaos just preps. Does need some cards. Does need a good amount of cards, especially because he's going to be spending 2 cards per combat generally. Alright, 1 for the combat and 1 for this hit effect on the UA. So cards are important for Happy Chaos. So, unsurprised to see Snake prep there on turn 1. Milia goes ahead and boosts the Spider's threat, that's +1 speed, and pulls Happy Chaos to range 3. Happy Chaos responds with the Faultless Defense, +4 guard, and it's going to be an immediate strike, and it's the dive, right, to try to pop the 4 defenses of the Faultless Defense. And Happy Chaos just crosses out, says, nope, not dealing with that. Very unlikely to be a Bad Moon there, which is Milia's above curve option at range 3. Speed 6. So yeah, makes complete sense to me that Milia went for a dive. That's me, Happy Chaos boosting Badass. In response, Milia boosts Turbo Fall before Advanced Retreat 1. Hit gain advantage. Good boost. Really good boost. Wait, this is an insane boost. I did not know Milia had this. Anyway, Happy Chaos spends 2 force in the form of Cheap Shot to move to range 1. Happy Chaos is a character with a lot of additional force, just based off the kit has 9 Ultras, right? So Happy Chaos does have more force than the average Exceed character. Before Advanced Retreat 1 means something like Spike hits at this range, or Dust, excuse me. That's the main card to look out for, I think, here, if you are Happy Chaos. Although, with Badass boosted, Happy Chaos could respond with weird things like Assault to beat Dust. Normally Assault would trade with Dust, but not EX Assault. I don't know. I feel like when I see this boost and I see someone at range 1, the alarm bells ring in my head that this is Dust. And maybe just because I've been playing too much Seth from Season 6, I don't know. And Hans was willing to play mix-ups in Game 1, right, as Chip. So wouldn't be surprised to see him play mix-ups as Milia either. Oh, and one more thing. I forgot Happy Chaos. So, yeah, never mind. Dust is so unreliable now. Into literally EX Grass pops Dust, so you don't strike with Dust here if you're Milia. You do not strike with Dust here if you're Milia. Because that's going to be 5 total power on a Grasp, and that pops the 4 defenses of Dust as well. So range 1 Dust Does not perform well into Happy Chaos. There you go. Or not nearly as well into Happy Chaos. It's going to be Milia boosting the Mirage, advancing 1 to short side of board, drawing 1, taking another action. Very interesting boost. Very, very interesting boost. Snake tried to tech it, but of course, Mirage gets you another action. And that second action will be advancing 3 back over to the other side of the board. Ending at range 3 against an opponent with Badass on the board seems a little suspect, maybe? Although you do have before move 1, so it's not as suspect. So both players have the potential to be above curve. Actually, Milia can only go up to speed 6. As can Happy Chaos, of course, with the Badass. But it's going to be Happy Chaos boosting Drift. That gets sealed. Yeah. So we drift, advance 3. If you advance past the opponent, take another action. Seal this. So Happy Chaos zooms over to short side of board, and then initiates a strike at range 1. Fast slow mix-up. Does Milia have cross to beat the slows? We'll see. I mean, 5-power grasp was nothing to sneeze at either, right? So, could very feasibly just be EX grasp from Happy Chaos. That is going to be Milia lining up an EX, shuffles the EX again, shuffles the EX, continuously shuffles the EX. Plays, oh, it's on EX. Okay, plays Iron Savior. So it's gonna be EX at the ready, which will go first. Tries random, you think? I feel like if he wants to random, what he should do is he should group them and then just play the top one if he actually wants to random. But anyway, it's gonna be at the ready. Goes first, hits for what, 3? Actually returns. Did he return? No, okay, he just drew 2. I'm pretty sure. So it's gonna be 3 total power. And then the Iron Savior will hit back for 5. Or will hit back for 4 after armor, excuse me. Nobody gets EX Iron Savior down. Has a sweep effect because Happy Chaos goes first but gets stunned second. Orders the before effects on this such that Milia ends up at range 2. And then has after draw 1 courtesy of the UA. I don't know. I really look like he was just shuffling an EX, but maybe I don't know. I feel like if you really want to play random man, just flip the cards over and then see what you get. Group them and see what you get. Anyway, it's gonna be less rock boosted for Milia. Draws up to 6. Back to Happy Chaos here. Nobody Happy Chaos did not use this hit effect. It's going to be second copy of Let's Rock Boosted for Milia. It's going to be +2 power and then a bunch of gauge if Milia is able to hit. Do we think that Milia would invest this much without any sort of EX above curve option? I want to say no. Like I want to say that Milia has EX Cross or EX Bad Moon in hand. But I don't know. Hans is a relatively safe player as well. So I'll just assume that he has the above curve option in hand. Happy Chaos just boosts Faultless plus 4 guard. Surely Million swings with the EX now. I guess you don't need to swing with the EX, but surely Amelia swings here. Are you really going to be greedy and play a third boost on this? Like, there's 2 gauge waiting for you here with the double Let's Rock. +1 speed, cancel strike. Sure. Makes sense. Can go above curve here if you're Amelia. Waltzing Cheap Shot. Yeah, it's the above curve cross. Fortunately, Cheap Shot will miss. Focus will mitigate some damage at least. Will not get stunned. Cross will go first, hit for 3 after armor. Focus will miss, draw a card. Million moves to range 5, of course does not get the UA. But will get advantage off the Love the Subhuman self. At range 5, Milia has... well, Milia's down both copies of Iron Savior. Does she have anything else? I'm pretty sure she does not. Yeah, I don't think she does. She does not. So she spends Assault, second copy of Assault to move into range 3, cancels it. Area shifts. Ends turn at range 1. Let's go get area shift. Because actually, I think it's the first time we've seen area shift boosted. Push or pull 2 if the opponent was push or pulled past you, add to gauge. Keeping Happy Chaos close. It's going to be Parry. Parry's Bad Moon. Parry whiffs. We see a hand of 0-1 to Swing Braid. Swing Braid, of course, being that ignore guard option. That mid speed. Milia just goes ahead and preps. Back to Happy Chaos. Bad Moon, of course, is the free damage card, as I like to call it. It's above curve, ignore armor. Can't believe they, I actually can't believe they printed that card, but it's a pretty good one. Happy Chaos, hand size check? Yeah, good call. I think, yeah, Snake's got it. Where did he draw so many cards? Oh, I think he prepped discarded, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Hand sizers are no normal. Apologies for missing that. I am kind of tired. Friday afternoon. Watching Focus took up to 8 cards. Thank you. Yeah. Good call there. Anyway, back to Milia here. Back to Milia? Or no, it's back to Snake here. Milia prepped. Happy Chaos largely been unable to get the engine going. We saw Happy Chaos just elect to not use the UA the last time he hit. Was Millie going to take advantage back? Maybe Millie was going to take advantage back, and that's why he did it like that. Was the Turbo Fall boosted? Yeah, maybe the Turbo Fall was boosted last time. That's why Happy Chaos decided not to steal an Ultra for advantage, because advantage was just going to be yoinked right back. Anyway, it's going to be a dash cancel into an EX attack for Happy Chaos. Maybe EX Fire. EX Dive. It's EX Fire, but gets met with the Bad Moon. Oh no, was just parried by Snake, but Milia prepped. Milia prepped and drew it. That's going to be 3 damage to Snake. Milia can, of course, use that UA if she wants. Oh no, that's pretty bad. Uses the UA to retreat to. And then now strikes with a range 3 mix-up of her own. We saw the hand, though, earlier, right? It was 0-1-2 Swing Braid. So is this a sweep or like the top card that she drew? Right, we saw the hand earlier. It was 0-1-2 Swing Braid. The only cards that hit from range 3 are 2 and Swing Braid. Or the top card. Snake plays Assaults. Oh no! Milia, the second card Milia draws off it is the Sept of Voices. Gaboxel calls it in the chat as well. Sept of Voices pushes 1, draws 1. Opponent must discard a card at random. 4 more damage. Happy Chaos has been unable to get anything going this game. Milia will draw another off the UA as well. And wow. That is yeah, I mean it makes sense, right, Gaboxel, because like why would you initiate with sweep there at range 3? There's no reason to. Probably just boost badass and call it a day. But and from Happy Chaos's perspective, it's just, well, you don't have above curve range 3 options. What if it's spike or mid speed dive? Anyway, it's going to be Happy Chaos, Wild Swings, Grasp. That's not going to be any good into the tandem top. 3 more damage for Milia. Milia gets to draw 2 first. She can choose whether to advance, and then has this after tacked on as well. And once again, Happy Chaos just unable to breathe. Unable to breathe. No gauge, no nothing. This is actually, I feel like I've had this experience with Happy Chaos before. Into, I can't remember, I think it's Amigo maybe. I had this experience before where, Happy Chaos is a very strong character, right? Obviously, like, pretty dang good character. Anyway, they're resolving, Stupid Focus. And just end turn. So I think return the Study Aim to hand. But I actually had this experience as Happy Chaos before as well, where it's just you're just unable to get things going, and some of these season 7 characters, man, when they get going, they really go. They hit the gas and they don't let go. So unfortunately for Snake, just having one of those games as well. Really striking with +1 speed, hit gain advantage as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just, can't be, I mean, probably just above curve, Cross or Bad Moon. Cross makes more sense, because Cross is a card that you can't really catch, outside of a hard read, Steady Aim. Like, I guess it could be Assault, but then you get double advantage. Is there a world where Milia plays Spike here? Happy Chaos is down both Assaults, I think. Is Spike just free? And Spike loses to, like, Cheap Shot, I guess. This is actually the perfect Spike for Milia, I will say. Not the perfect Spike, because Chip has the perfect spikes, and, like, those kind of characters have perfect spikes. But as spikes go, this looks like a pretty good one for Milia. Has hit gain advantage on it as well. Like, this is as good of a spike as you're gonna get for a lot of characters. As both players inspect each other's discards, it's sweep. It's tandem top, okay. I mean, tandem top will still get avoided because Milia has after move 2. So it's basically just like a slow cross. Sweep will of course miss. Tandem top will hit for 3 more damage. Milia gains advantage once more. Does not stun sweep though, so cannot get the UA going. Milia now has 8 cards in hand. 8 cards in hand, 5 in deck. She's just been drawing so much. Hey, this character low-key has so much to draw. Like the UA, tandem top, and the ultra really amounts to a lot of draw. And this boost as well. the Mirage, advance one, draw one, take another. Actually, this character is so much draw, and Lust Shaker as well. Man, this is a crazy character. This is a pretty crazy character. Anyway, to me, Hans advancing to range 3, draws 1, draws up to 8, and takes another action. And that action will be boosting +1 speed. Of course, it gets cancelled. Little baby preemptive. With the scramble. Cancels with the ultra, doesn't even care. This man doesn't care, just cancels with the ultra. Sets an EX. EX gun down. EX gun down. EX gun down does not work. And, yeah, that's gonna be, what, 6 damage? EX dust. It's a good thing that Hans tacked on the +1 speed there. I guess wanted to avoid the cheap shot. Stuns out Happy Chaos here. Probably just gonna draw, though. I mean, this game is over. I'm pretty sure there's a Bad Moon left in here as well. And yeah. It's 3-27. Happy Chaos has had no momentum whatsoever. Amelia just won every strike. +1 speed, EX Dust beats everything except Cheap Shot there. Because Cheap Shot can push one. I'm pretty sure it loses to everything else in the kit. Yeah. There's nothing else that beats that. Or no other options available for Happy Chaos that beats that. Besides the cheap shot. So, I mean, Hans spent an extra gauge to attack on the scramble just to really make sure, but so well played there by Hans. And Snake, I don't know, is Happy Chaos a character that can make a comeback? In theory, it's an advantage chainer with plus power. But I don't know if this comeback is feasible. 3-27. Don't see it happening. I do see it flashing blue. Okay. It's gonna be a big CC 5, drawing 6. That's gonna be 5, and then draw just one more off the top. I mean, does Amelia have Bad Moon? Does Amelia have Bad Moon? I'm pretty sure there's one left. Preps. Amelia now with 7 in hand, 1 in deck. Snake just has reshuffled. 7 in hand, 22 in deck. We saw the hand. It's dive, cross, 1 copy of fire, 2 copies of gun down. It's EPT6, 1 EX'd, and then 1 copy of steady aim. So offensively, if Snake were to strike, he has the speed 6 option, but defensively, speed 6 is not enough against the Bad Moon. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer, but this game is already over, but... I mean, in theory, Hans could throw. In theory. There's a throw. I don't even know what Happy Chaos does here. You don't have enough time to parry. Assuming that my card counting is right, and this is still up. Okay, Happy Chaos initiates EX Fire, okay. The advantage chain starts now. Unfortunately, it gets blocked by Amelia, but the advantage chain starts now. Can spend up to 3 force. spends 1, 2, 3 to draw 3 cards, and this is going to be 6 total damage. Will Snake seal an Ultra for advantage? Seals a steady aim from hand to get advantage. This is going to be 6 total power. Okay, comeback starts now. Amelia drops the second copy of Septum Voices to not take anything. What now is the question for Snake. Snake has drawn up 3 cards, so does have a relatively fresh hand. Snake boosts steady aim, advancing 3, take another action. Boosts curse, retreat 1 or 2, may spend 1 force to strike, hit at the gauge. Spends the at the ready to do so. I'm pretty sure it's just striking with cross. Okay, yep, and there's the cross. Amelia mitigates damage with the focus, so 1 damage incoming. Does Happy Chaos have the chain? Happy Chaos does have the chain. Hits the UA. Builds case number 3, so can exceed. Get those options back. Anyway, hand is known. Hand is going to be block, bad moon, sweep, sweep, and dive. Is it time to just exceed and pray that you find an answer to bad moon? Nope, it's not. It's CC 4, drawing 5. 3 ultra sealed for Happy Chaos here. Surely Amelia just spent force to move to range 3. That's exactly what's happening. Snake needs to find a way to deal with 1/5/7 ignore armor on his turn. Right. With a badass cancel bad moon. Did Snake drop Harry? Snake sets a strike. Snake sets a strike. I mean, cheap shot is an above curve option. Unfortunately, Snake sets the Hail Mary Dust, but 10 top will beat that. Deal 3 damage, exact lethal. And that's it. Dumb card, agree. That is a dumb card. Hans takes the set 2-1 over Snake. In what ended up being a pretty one-sided game 3, unfortunately. Game 1 was pretty one-sided as well. Game 2 was close. Game 3, unfortunately, Amelia was just all over the Happy Chaos. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me. I kind of want to go and do something else. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Season 7 content. If you did, and you're on Twitch, feel free to leave a follow. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. And like I said, I'm not going to be free this weekend, so probably no Exceed content until the coming week. Oh, you know what'd be interesting? I am meeting up with some Exceed players next week. We're doing a little meetup near where I live. I wonder if I should stream that. I don't know. Maybe we'll have some IRL Exceed. If I can figure it out. I probably won't be able to figure it out, but if I can figure it out, I will maybe consider doing that. But anyways, until next time I see you guys, take care, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.